Hello, YouTube. Wanted to go over something that's probably going to affect more black powder shooters than anything else, and that is Hodgdon shutting down the Goex factory, or the Goex plant, and shutting down that plant permanently, and so that no more Goex black powder is going to be made. Now, why that should affect all of you is that this is what's starting to happen to some of these companies. They're shutting things down piecemeal. And Goex is one of them. Hodgdon has shut that down, and there is no intention of him starting it back up again. Goex was probably the major provider of black powder to muzzleloaders, and you might be saying, well, gee, they got all these substitutes. If you shoot a flintlock, and some states like Pennsylvania, that's what you are allowed to shoot, is a traditional flintlock. The substitutes like 777, Pirate X do not work well, especially when it comes to trying to spark a flint. You need like 4F, and in my case, I've actually used 3F with no problem to get a flintlock to work. But you need black powder. I've tried it, and a lot of other guys all tried it with 777. It doesn't work no matter how fine you get it. It just doesn't work. So, and then not just Goex being used for muzzleloaders, your black powder cartridge shooters, those guys, that you've got to use black powder, and a lot of them use Goex. So this puts a huge dent in the market. And for a while, the black powder shooters were being left alone, especially the black powder cartridge shooters. Those guys all reload their own ammunition. A lot of them cast their own bullets. So they were kind of off in the corner a little ways and saying, yeah, it doesn't bother us with the ammo shortages, because the only thing that they really needed was brass and primers. Everything else they could get. A lot of them have their own lead supply, stuff like that. Well, now they're being affected, as are muzzleloaders. And so this is just another further dent or hit in the market that we really couldn't afford. Another hit muzzleloaders have taken, not just muzzleloaders, but also people who use anything in their product line, is that Smith Wesson back in May shut down Thompson Center completely. They bought Thompson Center a while back, and I hate to say it, proceeded to run it into the ground. But this year they decided to shut down Thompson Center completely. And for many, many years, Thompson Center was the go-to company for muzzleloaders. You wanted quality, you went to Thompson Center. Whether it was like a side lock in like the Renegade, the Hawk, and the Seneca, some of the pistols. Then they started with their inlines, and then they started with, you had, of course, the Contender pistols, the Contender rifles. You had the ability to swap all those barrels out. That's gone now. That's all gone, because Smith & Wesson has completely discontinued everything. And according to their letter, all products were canceled, all back orders canceled, everything. You can't even, all products, everything ceased. That's cleaning supplies, that's patches, that's muzzleloading accessories, it's all gone. And Thompson Center was the last real American-made company when it came to muzzleloaders. Yeah, you've got Savage with a couple there. I'm not sure if Savage muzzleloaders are like their Stevens line. I don't know if they're made here, if they're made in China. I don't know. But most of your other companies, CVA's Spanish-made. Pedersoli, great quality guns, Italian-made. Uberti, Italian-made. Lyman, made by Invest Arms out of Italy. Traditions, Spanish-made. Which, the quality of these guns aren't bad. But the problem is, if, say, Biden gets a wild hair and decides to ban imports on foreign-made guns entirely, just like he did with the Russian ammunition and Russian firearms, well, then that would shut down, first off, now imagine all the foreign guns it would shut down, but it would shut down a huge market. And black powder supplies have been hard to get for a while as far as muzzleloaders go. You can't get flints anymore. I don't know where you can buy flints right now. Track of the Wolf was like my #1 source. I haven't seen flints there in a while. I kind of smartened up probably about a year ago, and I bought a lot of flints. I bought quite a lot of flints for both of my flint locks. Percussion caps. I just saw the last 100 musket caps in this entire area within probably a square mile of 200-300 yards. And the shop owner told me that he was given, when he bought the shop a few years ago, a case of 200 tins, not 200 caps, but 200 tins, 100 each, of musket caps. And the reason why is he supplied some of the reenactors, and they go through those things like crazy. The last 100 that I bought was the last 100 he had, and he can't get any more. Same with number 11s, same with number 10 caps. 209 shotgun primers or 209 primers for your muzzleloaders. I have not seen them on the shelf for at least 6 months. Pyrodex is gone. Again, this is all up here. I don't know what your area looks like, but this is a big area for muzzleloading hunting, right here, because we're in the northern part of the state. It cools off earlier, so we have a lot of guys who muzzleload. And guy today was in looking for powder, none. And he was anything you get, 777, Pyrodex, whatever, gone. It's all gone, and it really looks like it's going to stay that way. And for some time. I'm hoping Schutzen will pick up, and they're saying they will. Schutzen says they're going to pick up the slack when it comes to Goex. Not that you could find Goex anyways, or any other powder for that matter. You go online and look for Goex, it's gone. It hasn't been available for some time. And that's 2F, 3F, 4F, 4F, doesn't matter what it does. It's gone. You can't get it, even way down to 1F cannon grade. It's just not there. It's just like everything else. That's like today I was talking to a guy about, he's like, well, you should get a 243 Winchester. Oh, phenomenal, I can get the gun. But that's a caliber I don't have, and I am not looking anywhere near into jumping into right now, because 243 Winchester is one of the very scarce calibers to get. And you just can't get them. So I'm not even going to try. And I told him, I said, I don't need another gun, especially this time of year. This is not the time of year I get into guns. It's too close to hunting season. It's too hectic to try to do anything with them, to get to a range to sight them in. Although this year I can tell you that our range is nowhere near as crowded, because people just don't have the ammo to spend and use at the range, even to sight their guns. I have seen so many guys. Talking to a guy yesterday, could not believe he could not find ammo or could not find supplies for his 270. And again, it's just, I don't know how people just have not paid attention to this. I wonder, with the shortages of everything and all those container ships sitting off California, I know one shop here, their hunting supplies have not come in. Their deer calls, their deer lures, all the stuff they order has not arrived. And they don't know when it's going to. And going through, I was at the store just a little while ago, going through the grocery store and seeing so many empty shelves. Went to the pharmacy today. The pharmacy is even limiting COVID tests now, because there's so many people testing between the schools and the local doctor's offices that everything's getting rationed. And I'm starting to hear of rationing on food. There's already rationing on toilet paper through Costco and places like that. And here it is, only November. And now, of course, the post office is slowing themselves down, which I don't understand, but they are. They're doing a slowdown of their own. And it's just one thing after another. And one person after another, they're saying the slowdown is going to continue. They said today the trucker shortage, there's well over 160,000 drivers that they could use, the entire industry, that they just don't have. And this is it's just more of the same, folks. It's more of the same. Like I told people, if you want to buy stuff for Christmas, you're going to want to do it now. If you need stuff for the holidays, as far as supplies or Whatever food you can even put away in the freezer, I would do it now, because it's just not going to be there. And I think we're just getting started. And when I've seen the energy prices going at and going for, seeing the energy rate of gasoline, or not gasoline, but fuel oil, heating of kerosene and natural gas, that's just going to be another thing to throw into the mix. And again, I don't think it's going to get any better, and I don't see any changes coming on the horizon other than bad ones. And with that being said, you two, have a good day.